All right. How's it going, everybody? Let me get this straight real quick. All right. How's it going? I'm almost said I'm John. I'm Quincy.
You're not
I'm
John,
Quincy
buddy.
from Cummins. I am not John. And you are
John Walt, Primary Residential Mortgage.
Cool. And so today we're gonna real quickly. So we're gonna run through what is the true difference between buyers markets and sellers markets. So I'm gonna try and keep it quick and simple, and then we're gonna make a couple of I think fairly obvious predictions for winter and spring. So perfect.
All right, so what is the definition of a buyer's market?
So basically, a buyer's market is just when supply exceeds demand. So when there are more houses than there are buyers. A recent example of this, I think, was like 2011 through 2013, was a true buyer's market. So basically, what that means for buyers is, buyers can drive the deal. You have a greater opportunity of getting a quote unquote deal on a house, lower price, and you certainly drive the terms of sale. Yeah.
Yep. So there's more homes on the market than there are buyers.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So what does that really mean for a buyer?
Oh, I think I just answered that.
There you go. All right. And in the minds of a seller, what does it mean for a seller?
Yeah, so for a seller, it's basically the opposite. They're going to expect longer days on the market. I think they can expect to hand out higher seller concessions, or more of them at least.
Yeah. A lower net price.
Exactly, a lower net price. And it's just because the buyer's driving the terms of the sale at that point.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So talked about buyer's market briefly and seller's market. So what is what is exactly a seller's market?
So a seller's market is sort of like what we're in right now, at least in the tail end. We'll talk about that more in a second. So seller's market is the opposite. It's when the demand exceeds the supply. So there are more houses on the market than there are buyers to buy them. Sorry. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Sorry. And so, it's all the polar opposite of what you said, right? So it's,
yep.
The seller now basically controls the deal.
So basically there's more buyers out there than there are houses.
Right. And
people, the moment a good house goes up, it's, typically in a big war.
Gone. Yeah.
So in the buyer's mind, what does it mean for in the seller's market?
So the buyers usually can expect higher prices. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of competition, so bidding wars are fairly common.
Yep.
I think one thing buyers really should be looking at is not tougher qualifications, but for their own purposes, to make sure they're more qualified for a loan. Better loans help. Also, they might want to take a second consideration, like, is this time in a seller's market? Maybe they want to rent for another year and wait for a different market, because they're going to stretch their budget a little bit.
Yep. So, we talked about what does it mean for a seller, but just briefly, you sell faster.
Which is something to really think about,
Yeah.
Snatch a house up, you're gone 30 days. that's sometimes that's shocking to sellers.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously being able to drive the deal and drive the transaction. So, what does it mean in either of these situations? What's some advice?
So I think, for both sides, whether you're, on the buy side or the sell side, I think the most important thing is just, find competent agents, ask a lot of questions, make sure they know, or they can develop a marketing plan for the house, especially that is relevant to the type of market we're in. And don't be afraid to ask that agent question. So, as simple as, like, is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? And to gauge their response. And if you don't like, if it sounds like they're completely BSing you, well, they probably are.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that the agent, or any of the lender, I guess, that fact too, knows the market, knows what they're getting into.
Yep. Being well prepared, obviously. that seems to be a theme.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
and I guess I have one question, like, and maybe there isn't an answer to this, but in a buyer's market or seller's market, do rates have any effect, or is there any effect on rates?
So, not necessarily. I know sometimes people have a tendency to jump quicker when rates may plummet,
okay.
And they want to lock in at the lowest rate possible that they have seen, say, in the course of a period.
Right.
And then, in the opposite effect too, I've seen when rates are ticking up, that people have a tendency to say, "Wow, I need to find a home because I see rates are going up. I need to lock in at that 3.875 or 4% rate before they go to 4.5 or 5%." But no, that doesn't necessarily, and it shouldn't weigh too much in your decision making in terms of buying a house or not. But it's certainly something to consider.
All right. So quickly, in the next 30 seconds or so, what do I can go first if you don't want to be on the spotlight, but going into the winter, spring, basically going into next year. I guess this is not like my prediction. I mean, this is what everybody's saying. I think we'll see a fallback on prices.
Yep.
I think, we're not necessarily at the top, the peak, but I think we're up there.
Yep.
So I think we'll definitely see prices fall a little bit for home sales or home prices, and I think we'll see that transition into the buyer's market, from the seller market to the buyer's market.
I mean, I agree in the sense of, nobody knows what the future holds, but that seems to be the prediction. I mean, the good news in the mortgage end of things, foreclosures, and this is a great stat, foreclosures have gone down significantly over the years, because obviously we're writing tighter loans and everybody is well qualified and marketing properly. Right. So, I mean, that always impacts the buyer's market.
I think it's. So, I don't hear many people predicting a crash, so to speak, but just a little price decline there. So,
absolutely.
All right, that's all we have. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Good stuff.
All right.